Hey there, shroomers! Lately, you've probably heard a lot about magic mushrooms and maybe even encountered some wild stories. Well, today I'm here to set the record straight and provide you with accurate information. But before we get started, let me just say, I'm not promoting the legal use of this. Is purely for educational purposes. If you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you like mushrooms, join the Shrooms group, your weekly fungi fix delivered right to your inbox every Wednesday. Link is right down below. Magic mushrooms, or shrooms as they're commonly called, are a type of fungi containing a powerful psychoactive compound called psilocybin. When consumed, psilocybin gets converted to psilocin in our bodies, which affects our brain, leading to altered perceptions, thoughts, and feelings.
Have you ever had times when people's faces go funny?
I take that personally.
But with the intrigue and allure of magic mushroom comes a fair share of myth and misconceptions. Some of these tales have been around for ages, passed down through generations, or spread through pop culture. And now, I think it's time we separate fact from fiction according to the latest research. So, buckle up as we debunk 6 common myths about magic mushrooms. Myth number 1. Magic mushrooms are highly addictive. We have all heard this one, right? It's a pretty common belief, but let's break it down. First, it's important to understand the difference between psychological addiction and physical addiction. Psychological addiction is when you feel a strong emotional or mental desire to use a substance, whereas physical addiction happens when your body becomes dependent on it, and stopping could cause withdrawal symptoms. Research suggests, as stated by the Addiction Center, that magic mushrooms have low potential for addiction. In fact, psilocybin, the active compound in magic mushrooms, doesn't seem to cause physical dependence. As for psychological addiction, while some people might crave the unique experiences that magic mushrooms provide, it's generally considered to have a lower risk than other substances like alcohol, nicotine, or opioids, lead to an uncontrollable urge to use it constantly. There's also magic mushrooms' law of diminishing returns. It has built-in mechanism that discourages frequent use. If you were to take them repeatedly in a short time frame, you'd notice that their effects get weaker and weaker. Basically, your brain is telling you it's time to take a break. Myth number 2. Magic mushrooms cause brain damage. Let's dig into the facts and find out what's really going on. When it comes to brain damage, people often think of long-lasting or even permanent negative effects on the brain. With magic mushrooms, the concern usually stems from the idea that these powerful substances must somehow harm our brains during those intense psychedelic experiences. Tons of research done since 1950s, including at Johns Hopkins University, has shown that psilocybin, the active compound in magic mushrooms, isn't neurotoxic. In other words, it doesn't damage or kill brain cells. In fact, some studies like this one published in the journal Neuron and done by Yale scientists showed that a single dose of psilocybin given to mice promoted an immediate and long-lasting increase in connections between neurons. Now, that's not to say that magic mushrooms don't have any short-term effects on the brain. While under influence, the brain's communication pathways get all mixed up, leading to those wild and unpredictable experiences. But these effects are temporary and typically subside once the trip is over. Myth number 3. Magic mushrooms make you see things that aren't there. This one's a classic, right? You've probably heard tales of people seeing pink elephants or talking trees while tripping on shrooms. So let's dive in and separate fact from fiction. First, we need to understand what's actually happening in our brains when we experience those trippy visuals. Magic mushrooms don't exactly make you see things, that aren't there. Instead, they cause perceptual changes, which means they alter the way you see and interpret your world. Colors might appear more vivid, patterns might seem to dance and morph, and objects might seem to breathe or pulse. Now, it's important to differentiate between hallucinations and delusions. Hallucinations are when you see, hear, or feel things that aren't there, while delusions are false beliefs that actually don't exist within reality. Magic mushrooms typically cause hallucinations, not delusions. But of course, not all experiences are created equal. The intensity of visual effects can vary depending on factors like the dosage, the specific strain of mushrooms, your individual brain chemistry, and your expectations going into the experience. Some people might see more intense visuals than others, or even experience synesthesia, which is when your senses get all mixed up, like seeing sounds or hearing colors. Myth number 4. Magic mushrooms are a gateway drug. The concept of gateway drugs is based on the idea that using one substance might lead to someone to try others, potentially more harmful drugs. However, it's important to understand the basics of statistics that correlation does not equate causation. Just because two things are related, it doesn't mean one causes the other. When it comes to magic mushrooms, in fact, a study published in the International Journal of Drug Policy has even suggested that psychedelic use is associated with reduced daily opioid use. It's important to recognize that many factors contribute to drug use and experimentation, such as individual personality, traits, mental health, social influences, and life circumstances. It's an oversimplification to blame shrooms as a gateway drug without considering all other factors. Myth number 5. Magic mushrooms have no therapeutic benefits. You may have heard people dismiss magic mushrooms as purely recreational, without any real medicinal value. But what does the research say? Psychedelic therapy has actually been around since the 1950s and 60s. Back then, researchers started to explore the potential benefits of substances like LSD and psilocybin for treating various mental health conditions. But due to legal restrictions and negative shift in public perception, this research halted for several decades. Fast forward to today, the present day, the psychedelic therapy is making a big comeback. A growing body of research shows that psilocybin, the active compound in shrooms, can have incredible therapeutic effects. In the prestigious journal of Nature, Paul Toulis wrote about how psilocybin can help with depression and PTSD. In some cases, people have experienced lasting improvements just after 1 or 2 sessions. Scientists and therapists continue to explore the potential of magic mushrooms and other psychedelics to help people heal from various mental health struggles. Myth number 6. Bad trips can cause permanent psychological damage. Hearing about nightmarish trips can be pretty unsettling, but are the effects truly long-lasting? First, let's talk about what a bad trip really means. In the world of psychedelics, a bad trip refers to challenging experiences. These can involve intense feelings of fear, paranoia, or sadness, and can be quite distressing for the person going through it. Several factors can contribute to a difficult experience, such as set and setting, which is basically your mindset and your environment, the dosage, your individual brain chemistry. So if things go south during a trip, it's really usually a combination of those factors. But here's the silver lining. In the research published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology, many people reported that these experiences, while difficult, can lead to personal growth and self-improvement when properly integrated.